it's the start of the show. Got Donny on the left and Paul is good to go. We're in the plastic knee deep, this ain't no time for sleep. It's truth or tinfoil, time to analyze the leak. Forget the ghost for a minute, we're talking field and court. Grab a phone ball, boys, let's file a sports report. In the ball pit, that's where the truth gets loud. Debating stats and shouting over the whole darn crowd. Paul's got the numbers, Donny's got the feel. Randy's spinning theories, showing what is real. From the trade deadline chaos to who will take the cup, we're breaking down the action, fill that bracket up. Donny says the tight end is faster than a comet. Paul brings up the injury risk and says let's be honest. Then Ramboski leans in with a mischievous look. What if the whole damn league is reading from a script and a book? Just a splash of 10 for them, back to the game. Now tell me about the point spread, who deserves the fame? In the ball pit, that's where the truth gets loud. Debating stats and shouting over the whole darn crowd. Paul's got the numbers, Donny's got the feel. Randy's spinning theories, showing what is real. From the trade deadline chaos to who will take the cup, we're breaking down the action, fill that bracket up. Keep your eyes on the ball, keep your mind on the field. Tune in next time for the secrets that will be revealed. Ramboski out.
Yay!
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 We're
And I
Yeah,
decided,
it's
I decided while we were sitting there, nah, screw that. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about tacos.
tacos.
I don't know. Somebody said it on Facebook earlier today when I pimped out the other show, and I was like, yeah, let's talk about tacos. But anyway, oh wait, special guest. Yeah, it was definitely short bus special. All right, there, Nemo. Yeah, we got some window lickers floating around.
Oh, you mean at the end of the theme song?
Yeah, because usually I put something on there, but I didn't even think about it this week. I was just like, just let it roll. Screw it. But you know, I still have, and I always will have now. They saw it earlier, and they saw it during the rant on Friday. I will always have this now, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember this entire phrase right here.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but...
Yes, 100%. May God have mercy on your soul. Anywho, so yeah, what's been going on in your life other than playing games again?
Well, I didn't have my show yesterday because I was busy with the family. It was
You told me about that because we had something scheduled, didn't we? I can't remember what it was.
We had a show. We were supposed to do a show, but I forgot that it was my dad's birthday party. So.
Oh yeah, no, take care of family first, always on that.
Yeah. Hello, Confessions of a Haunted Doll Mom.
Hey, what's going on, Jocelyn? That's Jocelyn out there. She can't help it. She's a freaking Sooner. Okay, don't hold it against her, everybody. She's a freaking Sooner. All right. she's gonna start giving me hell in a minute, but anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, yes, this happened.
I mean, well, I had a special topic planned for that show, but we'll do it next time. I mean, we'll just do it next time.
Next Saturday. Yeah. I mean, now Nemo wants you to bring back Garth. I didn't like Garth. Garth screwed us over, and I got to have Jason for those shows.
Oh, you mean that weird crazy guy that showed
That
up?
stupid redneck fool that's
Dude.
in there. Yeah.
I don't know how many times I have to tell people, if you're doing a fucking paranormal or cryptid show, don't do open mic because you're just gonna get random crazies calling in.
Exactly. And
Like Garth.
I thought we were good. I thought we were good until it got going, and we're like, "What? Huh?
That
What?
guy didn't know
What?"
what the fuck he was talking about.
No, I don't think he did. I don't
I
think he
don't think
did.
he did at all. He was so full of shit.
Oh yeah, Mickey starts her channel up tomorrow. She does her first live tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
Oh, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'm already
What's the
subbed
name
to
of
her
the
channel,
channel?
so I'm.
What's the name of the
I don't
channel?
know. Let me look. I'll tell you real quick. I'm going to.
I'm most likely going to be playing Cyberpunk because that's what I've been doing lately. But I'll check it out. I'll make time.
Open link in new tab. Let's see what I got here. All right. Oh wait, it doesn't go. Yeah, it's just Mickey G. Mickey G is all it says. Going live tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. So I'll get out there and give her as much hell as she's given me over the last year and a half or so, just for the fun of it.
Hmm.
So if you click on her name, it'll take you to her channel. Though. Anywho, so now, what were we talking about? We were going to talk about. I just put the Olympics on there because, quite frankly, the Olympics going on, and by God, I love curling. All right, I don't care what anybody says. I love curling. I sat there and watched two curlers almost come to blows yesterday, and it was freaking hilarious. I loved it.
They were coming to blows.
They were one dude said one dude from Canada literally looked at the guy from Switzerland or Sweden or whatever it was, looked at him and says, "Oh, fuck off." Told him, let him straight out, "You go fuck off," because he touched the granite or the stone. Is called double touching. They're supposed to let go with the handle when they're doing their throws. When he lets go with the handle, he let his fingers coming down and hitting stuff. He didn't get called, but they got called stuff all over the place. They got stuff that today they've had two different calls on a call that has, as far as I know, almost never been called at all until this Olympics. And that's that illegal touching is what they're talking about. I'm just like, this is insane. I mean, we're gonna fight over the fact he let it go and let his finger drop down and touch the granite or the top of the thing as he's letting it go because a girl did it today and she got penalized for it. So, and a guy from Great Britain got hit with it too today. So, I'm like, this is amazing. You know, this is amazing to sit there and see how much people. I watched Snoop Dogg go nuts at curling. I was like watching him. I'm like, dude, you don't even know what the hell's going on. You should be out with a snowboarder somewhere, smoking a doobie. But
Mickey G, you need to have an actual name for your channel. Mickey2964 is going to be difficult for new people to find.
I'll find it, Mickey. Don't let him
You
bully
got
you.
to come up with a name for the show.
The Mickey's Mind. We'll call it Mickey's Mind.
So, Randy, other
Yeah.
than curling, do you give two shits about the Winter Olympics at all?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Speed skating. I love speed skating. I love all the Olympic sports for the most part. Honestly, I really do. Only one I really don't get into is this. It's a type of skiing. Yeah, Mickey Muses. Mickey Muses. That'd be a good one. It's almost like a short course for cross country skiers, and they're going around like the short track. Because I tell you what, you watch short track speed skating, that is so fast paced. Just like wait, somebody one wipeout and these guys are done. The entire group could be done, But this, I can't get into the that short track stuff because it's like a relay almost. They'll go around a couple of laps, they'll tap somebody, and they'll go around a couple. Like, I don't know about that one, but I keep track of the cross country skiing, the real cross country skiing. I keep track of I'll try to watch as much of the skiing as I can. Not as big into the snowboarding or the moguls or stuff like that, the freestyle skiing stuff where they do all the flips and jumps and all that crap. I'm not as big into that, but the traditional ones and hockey. Now that we've got women's hockey in it as well, I'm really into it because we've got a hellacious team this year. Um, I mean, I watch it all. I mean, I even watch the figure skating. So it's just like the Summer Olympics. I watch everything as far as that goes. That's what I liked about being in Germany. When I was stationed in Germany, when Olympics came up, we watched Sky Sports and Eurosport. On the TVs over there. I didn't get the watered down, U.S. only stuff that I get here. I got everything, literally everything. So I was like, okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah, I tried watching Summer Olympics. It didn't interest me. The only stuff that interested me was like wrestling and
Hmm.
judo
Yep,
and like watching taekwondo, maybe some boxing. Like I just want to watch fight
contact
sport.
sports. Yeah. You know what they got? The Summer Olympics are in L.A. next year, right? Or the next in 2028.
Gonna be a
And
disaster. That's gonna be a disaster.
well, I had it back in '84, but this time, you know what they got approved for one of the sports because every Olympics, the home country kind of gets to pull in a little bit of a one of their homeland sports type things or whatever.
Mhm.
They've brought in flag football, men's and women's flag football for the Olympics in 2026. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, oh my God, are you kidding me? I don't know. I hope they don't lose some. I mean, see, they bring stuff like that in, and we lose wrestling, real amateur wrestling. We lose that kind of stuff. They've dropped amateur wrestling for like
I
two
think
two
for
Olympics
me,
straight.
the only thing that's really worth watching. Actually, no, I kind of like watching gymnastics too. Actually,
Yeah, just get well. I hate to say it, I sound kind of weird about it, but I like to see when they kind of crash sometimes.
in
I mean, there's some
gymnastics.
of yeah when they wipe out on
Oh
especially on
man,
the
some of
balance
those
beam stuff.
wipeouts are bad. Yeah,
Oh yeah, they're horrid. They're
yeah.
absolutely horrid. But then you get that when you get that one moment, and I'll take it back to the Mary Lee Retton thing in '84, or that Carrie Struggs thing in I believe it was '96. When she landed on that broken ankle and still nailed it. I'm sitting there looking at them. I'm like, when you get that kind of a moment and somebody puts on that level of a performance, and you see the joy in their face when they nail one, you're just like, it doesn't matter what country they're from. I don't give a shit about that. But when they hit it and they know they hit it, just like they hit it, it's like cool as hell. It's like that feeling of triumph. You know what I mean? Bikini flag football. Well, we'll be seeing some more beach volleyball. We know that. Just don't have the guys in bikinis. But anywho, so what else?
What else in the Olympics? Hmm.
Yeah, you don't like anything really as far as Winter Olympics really go?
No, I'm not interested in the Olympics at all. Honestly, I think the Olympics is bullshit. I think the
Well,
Olympic Committee is bullshit. I think they're corrupt.
oh yeah, there's no doubt in my
I
mind on
think
that.
it's so like the whole basketball thing, right? It's supposed to
Hmm.
be amateur, and yet they bring in all the best players from the NBA. How the fuck does that work?
Well, they do the same thing with hockey now. The reason being was
Well,
because,
we're
quite
just gonna bring
frankly,
in professional
until
athletes? Why don't we just bring
until
in like all the
1992, we
professional
didn't though.
boxers for boxing then?
Until 1992, we didn't though. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We didn't do that. But here's the problem with that. We've got all these kids coming out, and don't get me wrong, I still kind of agree with you. I really do because I think that we've got enough in our college group that we don't have to bring in a dream team type thing. But what was happening before 1992 is the how can I put it? Let's think about 1980, the 1980 Olympic team, the Miracle on Ice. Okay, they're all college hockey players, right? All of ours are all amateur. The ones that were going up against was the Czechoslovakia at the time, and with the Russians that were there, USSR at that time. Those were all professional level guys. They'd been playing for multiple years. Okay, it was like putting them. It's like sending lambs out to slaughter most of the time. Same thing when in '72 when you had the only time U.S. had a domination on basketball. Okay, and that's
Yeah,
72.
if you bring out Michael fucking Jordan, I mean,
No,
damn. I mean, they
you're talking
literally
about.
brought out
I'm
Michael
talking
fucking Jordan.
1972.
Oh,
1972. Once again, we're talking about all amateurs. Up until 1992, they were all amateurs. We never lost. We never lost until 1972, and you know that happened on very controversial circumstances. There was
yeah.
a whatever you want to call it, a non-call, shall we say, at the end of the game where Russia hit a basket to win it. But you're talking about 25, 30-year-old in their prime basketball players in the Russian leagues playing against college kids. So that's where we were running behind on it. And finally, the Olympic Committee said, okay, well, we just won't. Because, I mean, honestly, think about it. That's how Jim Thorpe lost his freaking gold medals back in the early 1900s because he had taken part in a semi pro football game and they stripped him of his medals.
Like,
That's how
now they
tough
don't
they were back
care about
then.
that anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it
Or
was something.
certain sports. See, on certain sports, it's easier because there's no professional league at all,
Yeah.
right? So that makes sense.
Hmm.
So Olympics is going to be where you find the best in the world, right? Like wrestling. There's no
Yeah.
professional, like
There's no professional. Well,
amateur
there is.
wrestling.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
real. Close to that now is going to be MMA, obviously.
right. They try to
Um,
start their own like actual like wrestling like pro league,
yeah.
but I don't think it worked out. Or
There's been a
or
few
the only
tries
time
at
it
it.
was getting kinda close to, like, any kind of viewership is when they mixed it in with, like, Brazilian jiu-jitsu people, but then it
Hmm.
wasn't really wrestling anymore because you were just going for tap outs.
Yeah. That was it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Which
and
is more
quite frankly,
interesting.
a lot of people, if you're talking about sport, I hate to say it like this, but amateur and Greco-Roman wrestling is one of the boringest sports you could ever watch. For the most part, you're sitting there watching it, wait for this guy to take another guy down, or you wait for him to for something to happen, and they grapple around. You can root them. Don't get me wrong. I
And
realize my
they'll
dog.
be stalling and they're fighting for, like, like, silly
Yes,
points.
yeah, points
Yeah, it
instead of
can be
going for the
really
pinfall.
boring. Yeah.
Yeah, so it gets boring. But like I said, I watched it in the high school kids because my granddaughter was a female wrestler. She finished second in state her first year. So I'm like, I used to whip her out on Facebook. So y'all better watch it. I'll make my granddaughter come kick your ass. So I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. That's probably one of the biggest, baddest tough guy sports you could ever get. But if you're just sitting there watching somebody sandbag it, it gets boring quick.
I think they should make, submission grappling a sport,
Yeah, they
an
should be able
Olympic
to get a
sport.
tap out. They should be able to
Yeah.
get a tap out. I would agree with that. I mean, I expect one day, because we everywhere we go, we either get judo thrown in there, taekwondo, karate.
There's a lot of
There is,
bullshit with judo also, though. A lot of
yeah,
bullshit. Yeah.
yeah. So I expect one day they're just going to say, okay, screw it, we're going to do an MMA thing. It's going to be an
Yeah,
MMA
MMA
fight.
should be. I mean, one of the original Olympic sports was pancration, which was
Hmm.
essentially
Just
MMA.
fight. Yeah, fight.
Yeah,
Just get in there and fight. You say, hey, these are the certain rules. You got mixed fighting styles.
or
Get after it.
kickboxing should be an Olympic sport.
Yeah, because it's
There's so
got
many
tight
sports that
regulations.
should be Olympic sports. That's another reason why I think the Olympics are bullshit, because there are so many sports out there
Yeah.
that should be Olympic sports that they don't even consider.
Well, and
And then
that's
you have
why
all
you
these
have,
bullshit sports like fucking like those shooting events where they have
eh,
like those
yeah,
super goggles and shit.
and
It's
that's
like, what the
why
fuck is that? Yeah.
when they go to different countries, all that stuff can get alternated around, except for the core sports. There are several core
Yeah.
sports like swimming, track and field, and on the summer ones that is, that never get changed out. Okay, now you go to certain areas, we've had soccer. Okay, you've had other places that we've turned around. We've had uh, uh, softball at times. You've got baseball at times. There's basketball every time. I mean, now if you try to put every sport everybody talks about in there, yeah, we're going to be there for 2 months trying to just figure out the Olympics. You know what I mean? There's just too much to throw in there. That's why I like the rotation of it. But I don't think wrestling should ever be one that's rotated out. I think it should be one of the core sports.
Yeah.
Just because it always was, you know.
No, I really think submission grappling should be an Olympic event. And that
Mhm.
way you could get people from all different like disciplines and backgrounds all like trying to compete for it, you know? And you can get like professional MMA fighters, but then they're doing grappling, so it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
You know, like you see that a lot in like grappling events where you have like a UFC fighter show up, but because it's not MMA, he's a bit out of his element because
Yeah.
he's going
Exactly.
against a grappler, and it's like, oh shit, can he tap him out?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I mean, you think about let's just take UFC for example, okay? Back to you and I always go back to UFC 4 because that was one of my favorite ones of all time. That was the one with Hoist Gracie and Dan Severn in the final. Okay. Severn is a great grappler and he did a lot of stuff to make it to that final. But you could tell he fought that final scared because he was trying to be too defensive against anything Gracie could do to him. You know what I mean? He never really. And when we looked at the choke that he got him with, you know, I'm like, he made one mistake where he could get that choke locked in. You know what I mean? But he laid on him for 12 minutes, however long it was. There's no way that would. I don't know if that would fly in you know actual Olympic competition. 12 minutes of sitting there watching him do it.
I mean, those rules were so wonky back then.
Well, yeah, as long as you didn't hit no, or actually you could hit him in the nuts. Honestly, couldn't bite and couldn't eye
Like
gouge.
the fact that he was able to use a gi is kind of, when you think about it, it's kind of ridiculous in hindsight.
Well, it's just like judo or jujitsu, though. I mean, that judo's the same way. Look at the judo
But
when it went to the
too
Olympics.
much of a it's too much of a factor. Like
Yeah,
you want to systematize a sport, you can't have one person go in with a completely different like outfit that he's able to use as a weapon
yeah,
and gain leverage and like, hold them in holds and like actually choke people out with the gi. If you think about it, that's kind of
yeah,
ridiculous that he was able to get away with that.
yeah. I mean, well, and who was it? Was it the old man or was it Joe Son? I'm thinking about. It might have been that old man. Remember the old boxer, the 51-year-old in that UFC 4 that Keith Hackney. He had Keith Hackney in the headlock. And he was down on the ground and he had his legs all spread, and Keith Hackney just nailed him like 3 times right in the nuts.
That's Joe Son.
That was Joe Son? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was the old man was one Gracie tapped out in like 13 seconds or some shit like that. But yeah, he hit Joe Son 3 times in the nuts, and how he held on after that, I do not know because I'd been crying right then and there. Sorry. Didn't look like it. Sure as hell did not look like it. But neither here nor there. That was still the most brutal shots I ever saw in my life of anything. Because I love Keith Hackney too. Keith Hackney was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, I would say they need to figure out a way to make MMA part of it. But once again, we're talking about rotating out certain things or whatever. Hey, Smokey, honestly, I don't know if they've ever actually thought about doing rodeo in the Olympics at all, but I know what the rodeo riders got to go through. Grease pig wrangling. That might be one too, but that's like going to a fat girls concert or something like that. So. You remember the Family Guy show where the Chris is doing the eating contest? You know, has to eat all the hot dogs.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that one? Because he looked up at the guy after winning, and he said his stomach hurt. Chris, you got your pick of the groupies. Look over at all these fat girls there. He's like, they're shiny. Lawn darts, Nemo. Come on, lawn darts. Lawn darts is what you play in your attic to try and put it through the daggum roof or through the ceilings.
What are your thoughts on Spanish bullfighting?
Do I care about it? Not really. I mean, it's a tradition thing. I mean,
It's messed up how they like slowly kill them, though.
yeah, I don't care for that. No, I really don't care for that. But I mean, I understand it's the tradition thing. And is it more in Spain or is it more in Mexico?
Because it's tradition doesn't mean it's not fucking stupid.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I didn't say it wasn't stupid, I'm just saying that I understand their traditions of it or whatever, and I don't get it because number one, I don't like torturing any animal. I know a beef
Yeah.
cow has to be slaughtered. I understand that, but they're not done like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I actually, half the time when I see that kind of stuff, I'm rooting for the bull. I want the bull to get
I
some
think
of them.
that's why a lot of people have tuned out on Spanish bullfighting. Yeah, we're not cool with this. And then every now and then you'll see a Spanish bullfighter just got completely nailed.
Yeah, and Roger, that kind of stuff, the chicken fight stuff, I don't like that either. I'm sorry. That's shit that just doesn't belong. Quite frankly, I mean, why would you ever do that to an animal anyway? Honestly. 'Cause quite frankly, don't get me wrong, I've had chickens. I've had asshole roosters, okay? Asshole roosters usually get kicked over a fence and kicked back over the fence, okay? And if they live after that, so be it. If not, they're going in the pot. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I've had one rooster that literally waited until my back was turned and tried to hit me then. Wrong thing to do. Ooh, bikini electric bull riding. That's another one that was covered on Family Guy. I have a bad feeling sooner or later they're going to put pickleball in it.
Why is golf? Is golf an Olympic event?
That depends on what year and where they're playing.
Oh,
But
so
yeah, it
sometimes
has
teams
been
won?
before. It has
Oh,
been before. They usually do it as an individual event and a team event as well.
yeah. It's one of the most popular sports in the world.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong. I mean, I have a lot of respect. I don't watch golf like I used to, but I mean, I played golf and I still play golf whenever I get a chance. But I'm not to their level, obviously. But those guys are not no little guys. They're a lot bigger than I give them credit for. There's some big
Yeah.
boys playing golf. Okay,
It takes a lot of
look,
strength.
have you seen Happy Gilmore 2 yet? Did you ever
Not
sit down
yet.
and watch it finally?
Not yet.
Freaking who's that? The guy that got arrested for running the Scotty Scheffler. He's one of the pros that's in it, right?
Mhm.
And they make fun of it. And he gets arrested again. He's having to watch the rest of the match while he's in the jail cell with the drunks. And he's sitting there. He's sitting next to him, and he dwarfs these guys in this jail. He literally is a big boy. I'm like, man, he could probably kick all their asses too if he wanted to. But they're not small. They are not small. But John Daly made that movie, though. John Daly made that movie.
I still need to check it out. And I've been watching a lot more movies lately because I used to not do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just
We've
watching
been.
movies that I've always wanted to see but never got around to. Like
Oh
The
yeah.
Northman, I mentioned to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Because I kept hearing good things about it. So, and I was like, man, I've been meaning to
I
watch it.
still haven't
I always
watched it yet.
passed by it. So I was like, screw it. Let's finally sit down and watch it. And turned out to be one of the best movies I'd seen in years.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check it out then, because like I say,
Yeah.
I've gone by it every time, but I find stuff I watch and I try to watch it all at one shot because I'm a binge watcher now more than I am anything else.
Yeah.
Because it gets me pissed off waiting for the next episode to come out because quite frankly, HBO has fucked everybody in the world over by doing these 2 years or 3 years in between seasons on shit. So by the time they come out with a new
Hey, it's
freaking
Paul.
season, huh?
What's up, Paul?
Paul,
Paranormal Paul.
we gotta take him out of the daggum intro. You know that? I just thought about that. We gotta take him out of the intro.
He's
Never
there
here.
sometimes. He shows up sometimes.
Yeah, sure. But nah, I haven't seen very many movies that I really want to watch a whole lot lately. But I watch a lot of the series. Like they just did Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. I watched that. The 4th season that is. And whatever comes out. I mean, documentary series that come out, I try and watch
Oh, if
those.
you want to binge, watch Fallout.
I've been thinking about it. I didn't watch the first season, so
we got 2 full seasons now.
yeah, I know, but I just never watched the first season either. But we'll have to see because I'm watching Primal too.
Obviously, you want to start from the first.
Remember,
season.
I'm
That's why you
still
wanna
watching
binge.
Primal too,
Yeah.
and I found we talked about it last time, talking about Primal, and I sat down that night and watched another episode. Sure enough, it was the freaking zombie brachiosaur. So I was like, this is freaking stupid. Why am I looking at a zombie brachiosaur? Like, where did this come from? Why would this be a story right now?
Well, it
But
wasn't a zombie. It was prehistoric rabies.
well, yeah, but they were acting
Yeah.
like they were zombies. They were
Well, that's
they
what
were literally
rabies. That's what
their
rabies
flesh
does.
is melting off of them. The flesh is
Yeah.
melting off of them.
But that's the prehistoric version of rabies, where it gets
Oh,
extra
okay.
hardcore.
Flesh eating bacteria, maybe we can go with that.
Yeah, maybe. They had
I
some
don't know.
gnarly ass diseases back then. I was just watching this YouTube video about like some of the diseases they found in dinosaurs.
Yeah, Bigfoot page. Yes, I'm slowly falling in love with it. They've already told me it's the greatest in the world, so I'm watching it, and it's actually really good. I'm enjoying it. I really am.
But
But
yeah, you got to watch Fallout.
I'll give it a shot. My daughter told me I needed to as well, so I just hadn't. Like I said, a lot of the futuristic type stuff I never have really gotten into. Is Fallout the one that's got old dude Walter Goggins as like the no nose dude or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think I've seen stuff on it, but I haven't really done it. I'm gonna have to go. You know what? Somebody go out there and punch Phase for me, just for the fun of it. See what she said over there? Oh, no, Paul. I'm a sad loser, and I'm jealous of Paul. Mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's not nice. That's not a nice
You're
thing to
jealous
say.
of his hair.
I guess I'm jealous of his hair. Yes, I am, because quite frankly, I got mine back to where it was instead of that long shaggy stuff I had. I finally got my high and tight back. So, anywho, you better not think I'm a loser, Paul. We're gonna be talking football one of these days again. But anyway, so yeah, as far as where were we at? Got away from this. You're talking about Primal and Fear or in Fallout. What else have you been watching at?
You know what movie I watched recently as well? Fury. You
Oh,
ever
the
watch
one
that?
about the tank?
Yeah, the one about the
Tank
tank
commander?
with
Yeah.
Brad Pitt and
Yep.
what's his name?
That's pretty
The
good.
dude who played
That,
the Punisher. It was alright. It was
Thomas Jane.
alright. No. John Bernthal.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, and
Thomas
Shia
Jane
LaBeouf.
was because Thomas Jane was in that
He was the
freaking in the
original
Expanse,
Punisher.
but he
Yeah,
was in the Expanse, and it was like I hated that whole part he was in the Expanse. So just shitty part all the way around. But anyway, yeah, no, I loved Thomas Jane's Punisher. Only because plain and simple fact, of course, there was a movie version, and the only other movie versions you get Dolph Lundgren's bullshit one from the 80s or early 90s, or you get freaking Vinny Jones. That was it, you know. So,
maybe Ray Stevenson.
oh, was it Ray Stevenson?
Ray Stevenson.
Yeah, I could have swore it was Vinny Jones, but either
Rest
way,
in peace.
yeah, no shit, because I liked him better, and I hated Asuka, like crazy, but Asuka, whatever the hell her name is, that one.
Yeah.
I liked him in that better, and I liked him as in that Punisher Warzone was just a sorry movie, bad.
Well, I actually liked it.
God, that movie sucked.
I liked it. There were aspects of the movie that I liked.
Well, yeah, they did have some good fight scenes. I'll give it that. They did have some good fight scenes in it.
One, they did have good fight scenes. Two, it was ultra violent, which I think made more sense to the character. Like he had some gory kills,
Oh yeah,
which is
in the
kind of like
comics, he had
more
gory
in
kills.
line. Yeah, it's more in line with the actual comic book. And Ray Stevenson looked a lot more like the comic book version of the Punisher.
Oh yeah,
Like
by a
he
long shot.
looked like the Punisher.
I mean, the only thing, honestly, the Punisher. I know they did with Howard Saint or whatever in the first one, but his
Yeah.
main thing was against Kingpin. Most of the comic books, it was always about Kingpin. You remember? A lot of the
Yeah, well,
comic
and Jigsaw. That was the
and
other
Jigsaw.
thing. Yeah.
No Jigsaw. Did they have Jigsaw in the second one? I don't even remember.
No, Punisher Warzone was all about Jigsaw.
Okay, I didn't even. That's how much I paid attention to it because
Yeah.
I checked out on it from the get go. It's kind of like me watching the damn Ghost Rider movies. The minute I see Nicolas Cage, I check out.
But the Dolph Lundgren movie, I was like, that's not even trying to be Punisher.
Oh no, not even close. The
They're not
reason I
even
like the
trying.
Thomas Jane one because it told his backstory really well. You know, you bring in guys like John Panette, who's a great freaking actor. The dude, was in the Titans. Will Patton. Will Patton playing Chicky or Chili or whatever his name was. That was Howard Saint's right hand man. He was the most sadistic version of that guy I could ever have thought of. You know what I mean? Pulling that dude's lip rings and studs out with needle nose just to get something out of him. That was torture. That was torture to watch.
Did you watch the short film with Thomas Jane as Punisher?
No, I didn't. There was one. What was that?
Dude, it's called Punisher Dirty Laundry. It's kind of like a sequel to the
Uh huh.
Thomas Jane. It stars Thomas Jane, and
Yeah.
it takes place like like after he's retired from the Punisher. It's a short film. It's
Okay.
really fucking good, man.
Okay. I'll have to check it out
It's
then. I
really
didn't even know it
good.
was out there.
It's called Punisher Dirty Laundry.
So, what do you think about John Bernthal though and his version of the Punisher?
It was okay,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
Didn't blow you away, did it?
No, because it wasn't the comic book version.
Nope.
Like
I don't
when I
think so
was
either.
watching the Ray Stevenson, it was like watching John Romita Punisher like come to life on screen.
Okay. And see, I just didn't
Like
see that one like
like
that. I thought it was too campy, really, to me.
with Ray Stevenson's character, he barely spoke. He was brooding.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
was
He
just
was that.
violent. He just marched in. He had no mercy. There wasn't any like ifs, ands, or buts. He was a killing machine. That's what the Punisher is. Now, with the Thomas Jane version, you don't really get that because the Thomas Jane version, he's just going after one guy and his minions. So he's not like this unstoppable death machine juggernaut that's out to kill like just any criminal, right? Because at the end of the day, what is the Punisher? He's a serial killer. He's just a serial killer for good, you know?
Exactly. Well, I wouldn't even say for good. He's a true vigilante.
Yeah. And
So yeah, I
You
love
you
the
do
comic.
get that you get that in the, John Bernthal version. I like the John Bernthal version because it's, like, a more realistic like, if the Punisher was an actual
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
that's more of a portrayal of what he would probably be like. Um, but yeah, there's something about that Ray Stevenson version, man. You gotta go back and watch it. I was like, "This is the actual Punisher. This is what the Punisher's supposed to be like."
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm not saying the
It
movie was great, but that
the
characterization was spot on.
characterization was right. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. The writing for it just it didn't capture the comic books good enough. You know what I mean? I know what you're talking about, but it seemed too campy. It seemed to
It
the
was
fight scenes
campy,
were
but it was also the most goriest out of all of them
oh
too.
by a long shot.
Yeah.
Even more than obviously than Bernthal's bunch, but
'Cause that's how I envisioned a fun Punisher fight scene to be, like, gory, but in a way that's, like, shocking and just comes
yeah.
out of nowhere.
Well, with freaking Daredevil coming back, you know, and
Yeah.
it's about to do its second season, it's about to drop. They're talking about now bringing back more of John Bernthal's Punisher again. I'm like, when they showed him in the first season of Born Again, you know, I'm like, he is borderline schizophrenic almost the way he's acting. He is literally losing it all over the place, and I'm like, I wonder what they could do with that. Honestly, you know, that you think about it, can they turn that into something good? I don't know. I don't know if they can or can't. So
That's why you have to have him go up against superheroes.
yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, how many times did he? I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about the comic books now. I don't know how many times he tried to actually apprehend Spider Man. He tried to get Daredevil as well. They didn't know each other and stuff like they do in the TV series until
Right.
later on. And he was trying to actually end them because he thought of them as vigilante or as bad guys, you know. Punisher wasn't nothing to mess with.
See, you know
Especially
what? You know what I want to see, either show or movie, because they
Hmm.
did this a lot in the comic books. A Punisher Ghost Rider team up.
I think Ghost
They
Rider
did
would
that
want to take
all the
his focus.
time back in. They did that all the time
Oh,
back
yeah,
in the comic books,
yeah.
because there were the two dark superheroes. So you always
And
had. I mean,
Spawn,
I
don't forget
remember I
Spawn was
had
mixed up in that too.
this one graphic novel I remember as a kid. It was called Punisher, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Hearts of Darkness,
Yeah,
because it was
I remember
three of
that
them
one.
teamed up against Blackheart.
Yeah,
That show was fucking cool, man. Show was
yeah.
fucking cool.
See, they give us this campy bullshit that they throw up on the big screen. Why can't they take something like that and turn that into a 3-movie set? You know what I mean?
Or like Punisher versus Deadpool, man. You could do that.
Easily.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Or Punisher and Blade team up.
yeah, I could see. Well,
Actually,
minus
in
the,
terms of like writing it, that would be the easiest to write.
yeah, because they're both darkness.
Like Blade's off fighting vampires. Punisher just stumbles along. He realizes, oh, vampires are real and they're going around killing everyone. Let me help you, Blade. And then he
Yeah,
just goes around blasting all
I could see it honestly. I don't.
Paul says, I
I
think
wish they
Donnie and
would
I
do
should
more.
on treadmills. Does I have a treadmill in my background? Oh, yeah, I do.
That made me laugh and sneeze at the same time. Ugh.
Actually, Nemovere, why can't they have Batman as an actual detective? That's the reason why I liked the Batman, the Robert Pattinson one.
Yeah,
That's the one movie where he's actually just a detective.
a detective. He does detective work in it.
He does detective work.
But that being said, I don't know. People they're out of the because that's all he was originally. Remember, he was just a detective that was also a
Some
vigilante.
fighting abilities, yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that, over all the Batmans that missed something. You know what I mean? One of them's
I'm
edgy
telling you,
enough.
man, every time I watch the Batman, every viewing, it's gotten better and better. The first time I
I don't
watched
have that
it,
much
I wasn't
time.
even that impressed with it. But then I
I'm
watched it
not
again, I was
impressed
like,
with
"Yo,
it.
this movie is a lot better than I remembered."
I'm not impressed with it at all. Never
I think it's
didn't like it
excellent.
at all.
I think it's
Did not.
excellent.
Nope, I don't like it. Never have, never will. Only because I consider that sucker right there almost on the verge of being like the freaking Joker movies. Absolute fucking trash.
I
And
thought
they're
it was
gonna make
excellent. As a matter of fact, I think it was damn near a masterpiece.
well, you know, you like Asuka too, so that ought to say something.
Damn near
And you
masterpiece.
don't like the Acolyte, so I have serious doubts about you. But yeah, no, I mean, I just
Okay,
don't
so I mean, think
didn't
about it
get
like
along with
this, right? Imagine how hard it must be, right? To fit in. You're fitting, because with the number of villains, typically a Batman movie, you got two main villains, right?
Yeah,
And then you got like all the side characters.
yeah,
Think
yeah.
about it like this. This move, the Batman, they managed to fit in Carmine Falcone, the
Mhm.
Penguin, the Riddler, and they had Catwoman, and it wasn't like any character felt like they had too much or too little time. He managed to fit all that in so well. I was like, you know what? For a writer, that shit's really fucking hard.
Well, I fell asleep on it, so that ought to tell you how much I thought about it. I literally
Again,
fell asleep
I'm
on
telling you, the
Batman.
first time I saw it, I thought the same way. I was like, this shit's kind of boring. But then, like, you got to watch like analysis. I watched an analysis video because I was getting ready for the Penguin because I was gearing up to watch that, and then I went back and watched the Batman again. I was like, yo, this movie is actually way more clever than I thought.
And who was the director of this one?
I forgot. Let's look it up.
I can't remember off the top of my head, honestly. I want to say it's somebody I hated. Of course, I hate pretty much all of them. So
Matt Reeves.
I can't say I never hated Matt Reeves. So that's the reason. The reason I didn't get I like it. I don't think number one, like I said, slow moving if you're first watching it. But I'd also I'm assuming me and Jason were talking about this, and we're assuming it was the long night or whatever it was, the little mini uh storyline that they had with Batman. Um, I have to look it up again, but I can't remember. But it's like 3 or 4 different kind of graphic novels, if you want to call it that. That's what this one kind of reminds me of. And I sat there and thought about it more. And thought about it more. I was like, okay, well, it gives me the same perception as Zack Snyder's freaking Justice League. That was so long, and to me at times is boring. And quite frankly, other than a bunch of filler, they didn't put a whole lot to it.
Zack Snyder should never be allowed to write his own
Oh no,
movies. Because if you notice,
no.
okay, so all the best Zack Snyder movies are movies that he directed but he didn't write. 300, The Watchmen, Sin City.
Yep.
Those are his 3 best movies, and none of them did he actually. Once you give Zack Snyder writing control, everything falls apart.
But look at all 3 of those. Okay, 300, Sin City, and what was the other one?
Watchmen.
They're basic, except for Watchmen. Watchmen was its own little kind of thing. But look at the visual styling of the other 2. They're exactly the same. Sin City and that.
Well, Watchmen was the same thing too. They it was storyboarded straight from the graphic novel. There were like so many shots that were like straight from the graphic novel.
See, I didn't really. Of course, then again, there's another one. I was so excited for Watchmen, and I got bored in the first 10 minutes of it.
What? I thought Watchmen was a masterpiece.
It was not a masterpiece. It was
I
okay.
thought it was a masterpiece.
I fell asleep on some bitch because, quite frankly, outside of Rorschach, I didn't give a shit.
I thought it was an accomplishment. Like it was an achievement. I was like, holy shit, he actually pulled it off.
Well,
He actually did.
No.
He actually gave Watchmen the 300 treatment and the Sin City treatment.
And that's what was wrong with it. And that's why the Watchmen TV series is better than the movie.
Which TV series? The one on HBO?
HBO, yeah.
You mean that woke garbage that takes place in the 60s that has nothing to do with the canon?
What you said that woke garbage. You talk about one garbage? That has the dude actually raping the woman right off his bat in Watchmen. And then you got freaking Rorschach is the best part of the whole fucking show anyway, by a long shot.
Did you read the graphic novel?
Yeah, I read the graphic novel. I love Rorschach.
Okay, you sure?
I love Rorschach.
Wait, if you read the graphic novel, then what was your problem with Zack Snyder's The Watchmen? Because it was just the graphic novel. It was literally just.
It was boring the way it was laid out to me. That's what I'm saying. It was boring and long the way it was laid out.
But you already knew the story.
So exactly. That's why I was bored. There was nothing.
Like he's actually pulling it off. Oh my god! Yeah, I remember that. Like, if you read the graphic novel, I actually think it's better.
I've read the graphic novel. I didn't like the graphic novel. Didn't like the movie. Quite frankly, I thought it was a grab at like.
You didn't like the graphic novel? It's like one of the best novels of all time.
No.
Yeah, no. Damn, Randy.
And I'm telling y'all what. I'm telling y'all what.
You got Starfleet Academy. Damn.
Starfleet Academy rocks.
Now I understand why you like Starfleet Academy. You wouldn't. Damn, you didn't like.
You're not even old enough to know what Star Trek means. Be quiet over there.
But you're okay with gay Klingons and skirts? Okay, Randy.
Let's see. Where was there a gay Klingon in skirts? They're insinuating it, but it sure doesn't happen.
Skirts, people. That's what this new Star Trek
Have you watched a
is.
single episode? Have you watched a single episode? Exactly. So shush.
I watched like a 2-minute scene. I was like, I cannot. That was way too long. Yeah, I was watching a scene, like a dialogue, and I was like, I can't do this. It was god
Lord have mercy. See, and this is why you're not a Trekkie.
Damn, Randy.
You're a Star Trek fanboy artist, is what you is. I got fanboy fiction. This is what Star Wars means to me. No, it don't work like that.
Yeah, Randy's not okay with it until you put a whole bunch of gay shit in there, because apparently that's what the kind of shit that Randy likes with the Acolyte of Starfleet Academy. Let's just take Star Trek and Star Wars and let's just put a bunch of gay shit in there.
That's it. You got that right.
Real nice there, Randy. Real good.
That's okay.
Space lesbians.
That's okay.
That's exactly what the Force needs. Space lesbians.
Space lesbians.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's the accolade, man. It's a space lesbian show. Everyone knew it everyone was laughing at that whole space lesbian scene. But that's okay with you, Randy, because you're a true fan. So I guess we got space lesbians now.
Space lesbians. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem against lesbians at all. Believe me, I don't. But lesbians in space? In space.
It must have been such a big part of the movie I blacked it out, or the show I blacked it out, I guess, because I'm still trying to figure it out.
And just how they disrespected the canon. Like, they didn't care. They didn't give a shit about the
Oh, well,
canon.
shit. Since the damn last the 3 sequel ones, they've pretty much thrown the canon out the door anyway.
Yeah.
So, quite frankly, once again, after we finished up the first
I'm not a fan of
3,
space lesbians, Paul.
the
I'm a fan
first
of Earth
3,
lesbians. Earth lesbians.
the first 3. After that, well, actually, I should say that because freaking Lucas had his hand in the prequels too.
Yeah.
After those, everything else is all conjecture. Quite frankly, it's all fan fiction after that. If you ask me, because the 3 sequels, they weren't done till when? Oh, that's right, after Disney bought Lucasfilm. It's true. I mean, honestly, think about it.
No, I mean, dude, the prequels, the George Lucas prequels,
No,
I thought they sucked.
they did, especially the
they
first.
sucked. Yeah.
Not even freaking Liam Neeson could fucking bring that episode 1, The Phantom Menace, to a watchable level.
No, it was garbage. And you know what made it even more pronounced was the fact that Lord of the Rings was coming out at the same time. So you go from Lord of the Rings to that, and you're like, damn,
Yeah,
George Lucas,
yeah,
you're a fucking hack.
you got bitch slapped is what you did.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, the best of the 3 prequels was the second one. If you want to get right down to it, Attack of the Clones.
Mhm.
That was probably the best one of the 3. Much like Empire Strikes Back was the
What? I
best.
thought
of the
Attack of the
3.
Clones was the worst one. I
I
thought that
think
was the
so.
worst one. I thought Attack of the Clones was fucking embarrassing. I thought it
Attack
was
of the
fucking
Clones.
embarrassing. That
Wow.
whole like sand, like it's like sand speech. It was like embarrassing to watch. I was
Sans
embarrassed.
speech.
That whole speech between like Anakin and Amidala about like, oh, your skin is rough and coarse like sand. I'm like, oh my god, this is the worst dialogue I've ever listened to. I'm like embarrassed for George Lucas, and like people are like snickering in the theater. Like this is the dumbest dialogue they had ever heard in their lives, and that's
They
all I
needed to
remember.
pay attention better to episode 1 then.
That's all I remember was like it was fucking awful, and those
That's
the kids were fucking awful.
well,
If
yeah,
little kids
that I
can't
give
act,
you.
they shouldn't be in a fucking movie. Take
But
them out.
now think about this though. You've got those 3 movies, and all of them were equally just as bad. As just that one was probably better than the other 2. I guess you could say Revenge of the Sith was probably a little bit better, but that was only because of the action sequences and the
Revenge
nostalgia
of
of
the Sith was
creating.
good in the last 20 minutes, but
Yes,
everything else and before that, it was
was
garbage.
shit.
It was
Yeah,
garbage.
it was shit.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when you look at all the during the Clone Wars actual TV show, this is what I liked about those prequels though. The Clone Wars TV show built between the episode 2, I guess it was. What was that one? That was Attack of the Clones,
Yeah.
and the third one. And they built. But by the time you got people, did not watch that cartoon as much as they thought they did. So when they went into the third one, and you start off with him killing Dooku, pretty much just like that, they didn't even know what the hell was going on. The people that did not watch the daggum cartoons.
You know what they should have just done, Randy? They should have just taken the Timothy Zahn novels and just made them into movies. That's what I think they should have just done. It was
I
right
don't know
there.
who he is. I never watched it, so I never.
Okay, so do you remember, like in the 90s, they came out with a bunch of like Star Wars novels that were like basically the
Oh,
sequels.
the fan fiction ones, I always called them.
The one with
The
like
one guy
Admiral
wrote a
Thrawn.
bunch of them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where the
people were
whole stuff.
fans of those. Those were some good ass books, man.
Yeah,
That
because
I
wasn't
mean,
a
that
few
guy
of them. I
do it
never read
right.
them. Like I said, I've never read them. But like I said,
Yeah,
I
the
remember.
guy's name's
Wasn't he the one
Timothy
that?
Zahn. Yeah,
Wasn't he the one that actually established to have Leah and Han having children, but they had twins, a boy and a girl
yeah,
again?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so he was the one that did all that, right? I
And
remember that
he
kind of
also
stuff.
introduced Admiral Thrawn.
The one that was in Oscar,
Yeah,
which I still ain't. Like I said, it's just a. I don't know how they're going to do anything with that one. I
I
know
thought
there's a second
Admiral
season.
Thrawn was a great Star Wars villain, the perfect
Mhm.
villain after Darth Vader and Palpatine.
Yeah.
Thrawn was you could not have come up with a better fucking Star Wars villain. Like him being the main bad after like the Emperor's gone, he was the perfect guy, the most perfectly written villain. Because he was the complete opposite, right? Because like the Emperor and Darth Vader, they're kind of the same, right? They use the Force and then they command the Empire, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Ron wasn't about that at all. He thought all that Force stuff was all mumbo jumbo,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
He
mean,
was
look
just
at
a
the.
military mastermind.
Yeah, see that I will give you that, and even in this other one when he came back, I was like, okay, so they've got Thrawn back. Look at how he put all of that into motion himself with
Yeah.
his followers and stuff. I'm like, that's the one thing I followed on Oscar because I don't like Oscar's little pet girl or
I
whatever
think
she
it's
is.
Ashoka. I think you're supposed to be pronouncing it Ashoka.
I don't care. I like Oscar better.
Yeah, me too.
Only reason because Oscar is a cool wrestler too. But anyway, um, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, there you go. Nemo, he puts it right. Pure intellect versus feelings, and that Thrawn was a freaking genius, especially
Yeah.
in Oscar, Ashika, whatever you want to call it, dumb bimbo, the lady with the crazy freaking head. Okay,
Well, yeah, well,
uh,
in the novels, basically what happens is, you know how the Emperor gets killed in the
yeah,
Return of the Jedi? The
yeah,
reason why Thrawn wasn't there was because he was way on the other side of the galaxy holding, like tearing down other rebellions, and then he
yeah,
finally
gotcha.
makes it back and everything's it's like, "What the hell?" So he got musters up all the forces, and he's just like, "Okay." And
Now,
then he
now to
defeats
get me
the
right on the
rebellion
timeline, then
yeah.
so does he's around the time we're talking about Mandalorian and Grogu and all that other crap, right?
Yeah.
That's around his time that before he's sent off to wherever he goes originally.
Well, I don't know about the events of Mandalorian Grogu, but he's in there like 5 to 10 years after the events of Return of the Jedi.
Okay, all right, and that was about the time that Mandalorian Grogu was supposed to be quote unquote working in the first season and such.
That's when it takes place? Okay.
Yeah, somewhere around that, I think. I can't guarantee that because shit, it's been so long since I watched it. Because there's another one. Hey, let's go ahead. Let's put this cool ass fucking show out. Where we're gonna put 3 years in between each fucking season.
If
Fucking
they come
bullshit.
out okay, let's say like a few decades from now, if another studio picks up the rights to Star Wars and they say, "Hey, let's just do our own trilogy." You know what I think they should do?
Hmm.
Their trilogy should take place 200 years in the future. Be
Yeah.
so far in the future that, like, the events are, like, so far in the past,
Yep.
so
Yep.
they
No
could come to
Skywalkers. No
fruition.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would agree with that. That's why I like I said, I know you're saying woke on Starfleet Academy. I'm glad it's doing what it's doing because it's like 800-900 years in the future. So now, no Kirk, no fallback on Picard, no fallback on nothing else. They've got to do it on this bunch alone. They've got to build it around them. So I want to see how these writers are going to make this happen. Don't
and
even
then they all
try it. I
become
see that.
attached.
I see that smile coming out. I thought,
And then they
good
all
lord,
start Yep.
we're special. Well, when you got the lady that was the sound of the voice of Elastigirl in The Incredibles as the head honcho, kind of hard to listen to her. She's got that Texas accent still going, Holly Hunter. Man, but yeah, that's I'm so far I'm enjoying it. Now it's taking a big turn in the last one. two episodes ago, they actually paid homage to Deep Space Nine. It was really cool because they were actually trying to figure out what happened to Cisco off of Deep Space Nine.
Let me guess. He went gay.
No,
He found a boyfriend.
not
No.
unless the prophets have given him something that we didn't know about. But no, it was cool because that holographic student or whatever she is was the one trying to figure it all out. And she's going back and forth, and she finally says, it's not for us to decide we don't know what happened. Is that, and she's talking to this one professor. Professor looks and pulls her hair back a little bit. She's got trill markings down the side of her face. She's like, "Those are trill markings. What's your name?" It was Dax. Dax from Deep Space Nine had made it all the way to that point in another host.
Was it the same actors that played Dax?
Now it wasn't the same girl. It was a different host, but
the same character. So it's just a random person. Man, that's weak sauce. That's weak sauce, man.
Well, that's the way that whole thing was. Remember, she got killed in Deep Space Nine. The original Dax, Jadzia, she got killed, and you had Esri that took the host, and now that host went all the way through all this time, and it was in another host. I thought it was cool. I thought it was an inventive way to do it.
Very convenient way to write off a character. Why did they write her off like that? Did she quit, by the way?
I think she was.
What was the backstory behind that character change?
I believe that she was actually getting ready to do another show, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that what it was?
Her contract was up, and because her contract was up, and she didn't want to stay on Star Trek stuff. She wanted to move on to something else. So, I mean, quite frankly, when she got killed off of it, it started going downhill at that point because everybody loved that character, and the way they killed her off, especially after she's just got married to Worf. Come on. That's not a good thing to do. You don't want to do that to her or him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If you were just gonna kill her off like that, just bring in a different character. I don't know.
Well, they did. They did.
Well,
they brought in.
They plot armored it. They plot armored it. They're like Esri Dax. She's actually Jadzia, but it's just a different body.
No, they never said that. They said that Dax is there. Jadzia was gone. Esri was the one that happened to be there because when they were taking her body to do whatever, they had that wreck or whatever, and she was the only Trill aboard, and they had to put him in her. That came out wrong. They had to put the worm, with the space slug, if you want to call it that. They had to put it in her. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed all of Deep Space Nine. Of course, I'm gone back and I've started rewatching it while I'm at work again because it's on Paramount. I just put it going in the background, and when I hear one I like, I turn around and watch it for a few. So I haven't even gotten out of season 1 yet because I just started it last week again. But still, let the fun begin, type thing. So, anywho,
there's a CNN article out there about pro wrestling.
What?
What the hell? There's a
what does it say?
About Brody King.
Oh, because of the Abolish ICE shirt he wore a couple of weeks ago, and now they're
talking about how pro wrestling is going to get all political now.
Yeah,
could you imagine?
Like it isn't already. I mean, come on.
That'd be kind of fun.
Look at what
you have like a pro Trump, like wrestlers.
Well, I mean, you got that's supposedly why what's her name? Ava didn't renew. They offered her a contract. She didn't renew. Mick Foley cut ties with them. Completely with the WWE. He completely cut ties with them. And they took Brody King completely killed his momentum at all before this weekend that's Grand Slam in Australia. He had no momentum because they barely had anything going on. He couldn't work anything up because they pulled him off TV because he didn't want they kept getting fuck ice chants, so they didn't want that on the TV. So they did not have him on. That kills momentum a week before you go into a big match like that all day long, So, but I hope they don't. Just leave my little world alone. You keep y'all's politics out there and leave my little world alone.
They're getting all political with video games. You might as well feel the same pain I've been feeling.
Hey, I got yelled at because I used to play Ready to Rumble, that old boxing game. I used to play that all the time. I used to get yelled at because I, not by my family, but other people say, "How you play that? You got violence against women. Have you not played the women in Ready to Rumble? Them women are badder than the men. You take one of them and they'll kick the shit out of the men every time."
Do those people not know about Street Fighter 2?
Oh, good Lord, I hope not. Sergeant Slaughter versus the Iron Sheik. Those were bloodlettings, is what those were. Those things got nasty quick. Anything with Slaughter at that time got nasty. I mean, they would just absolutely gouge the shit out of each other. Anybody that fought Abdullah the Butcher, you were going to get bloody, whether you liked it or whether you didn't. And don't worry, he's got hepatitis C, but yeah, don't worry about it. You'll be all right. Night, Paul. Go sleep. Have some fun.
Yeah, I think I gotta go to bed soon, man. I think we
I'm
should
with
call
you.
it a night.
I am out. I'm ready to go. I'm tired. I
Yeah.
don't want to play no more.
It was fun, but yeah, we got early mornings tomorrow.
Yep, sure do. All right, guys. Thank you all for showing up. I hope everybody had fun listening to us bitch, whine, and complain about whatever we wanted to bitch, whine, and complain about. And if you got suggestions for us to bitch, whine, and complain about again, drop me a note in email or wherever. Y'all have fun. We'll see y'all next time.
Take me out to see that game with all the balls, or to the wrestling ring, best out of three falls. Donny and Randy talking wrestling and sports. We're talking the ball pit. It's the best, of course, 'cause it's the ball pit, the ball pit. Donny and Randy, they freaking called it, 'cause it's the ball pit, the ball pit. There's no better podcast. They're all shit. Rob watches the Lions every Sunday night. Who even know which team Paul supposedly likes? Tex likes the Cowboys, it's his only shortfall. Jason McLean, just a fan of sports ball. 'Cause it's the ball pit, the ball pit. Donny and Randy, they freaking called it. 'Cause it's the ball pit, the ball pit. There's no better podcast. They're all shit. With Randy Gilbert as our YouTube sports guy. Donny Cho knows shit about sports, but he'll try. Donny only knows wrestling and MMA. Together these two for the US of A.